Good day everyone. For today's video, we are going to discuss about solving radical equations. A radical equation is an equation with one unknown variable in their radicals. So, radical equation daw siya kapag sa loob ng radical symbol, meron kayong nakitang variable or merong unknown variable sa ating radicals. Example po, Example 1, 3 square root of x plus 2 equals negative 6. Square root of 2x minus 1 equals square root of x plus 3. Cube root of 2 minus x equals x plus 4. So these are examples of radical equations. To solve this type of equations, require us to use the power rule. So ano po ba ang power rule? The power rule for solving a radical equation. If we raise two equal quantities to the same power, the results are equal quantities. If x and y and n are real numbers and x is equal to y, then x raised to n equals y raised to n. Ibig mong sabihin yan, kapag daw yung dalawang quantities ay equal, kapag ni-raise mo itong si x, kailangan i-raise mo din si y. So, kung ano yung exponent na nilagay mo dyan, or kung ano yung power na nilagay mo dito kay x, dapat yun din po yung ilalagay mong power kay y. Example 1. Solve 2 square root of x minus 3 minus 4 equals 8. Okay? For our solution, we have 2 square root of x minus 3. Applying addition property of equality, dahil may negative 4 tayo dito, para matanggal yan, we add 4 to both sides. So, plus 4 dito, plus 4 din po doon. So, ang mangyayari, ang maiiwan na lang sa ating left side ay 2 square root of x minus 3. Kasi na-cancel out to, cancel out yan. Then, dito, 8 plus 4 is equal to 12. Then, next, para square root of x minus 3 na lang may iwan dito, we divide both sides by 2. Kasi ito, 2 yan. Coefficient is 2. So, i-divide natin sila both sides. So, kapag nag-divide kayo dito, mag-divide din po tayo dito kasi equality po yan. So, applying division property of equality, magkakaroon po tayo ng 2 square root of x minus 3 divided by 2 and then 12 divided by 2. Next, syempre, cancel out tong 2. May iwan na lang po si square root of x minus 3. Then, 12 divided by 2 is equal to 6. Next. Okay, applying the power rule for solving a radical equation. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, ito, yung nasa left side natin, ni-raise natin sa 2. So, since ni-raise natin sa 2, yung kabila din, ni-raise din po natin sa 2. Dito po nanggaling yan, sa power rule for solving a radical equation. Ngayon, bakit kay 2 natin siya ni-raise? Or bakit 2 ang naging power niya? Kasi po, ang goal kasi natin in solving radical equation, kailangan matanggal yung radical sign. So, para mangyari yan, kung ano yung index po, doon nyo po i-raise. Or yun ang magiging power niya. Since ito ay square root, ang index niya ay 2. So, para matanggal yung square root na yan, kailangan i-raise natin siya sa 2. So, kapag ni-raise nyo sa 2 yan, syempre, dapat ito, i-raise nyo din sa 2 kasi equality po yan. Ngayon, kapag na-raise natin yan sa 2, ang mangyayari, si radical symbol, tapos itong si exponent 2, maka-cancel out yan. So, ang maiiwan na lang is yung nasa loob ni radical sign, si x minus 3. Dito naman, 6 squared, that is 6 times 6, that is equal to 36. So, kung mapapansin nyo, from radical equation, naging linear equation siya. Then, susolve din natin siya. Okay, para x na lang maiwan, since negative 3 yan, para matanggal si negative 3 dyan, mag-a-add tayo ng 3 to both sides by addition property of equality. So, nag-add tayo ng 3 dito, nag-add din tayo ng 3 dito. So, ito, maka-cancel out po yan. So, ang maiiwan na lang is si x. And then, dito sa right side natin, 36 plus 3 is equal to 39. So, therefore, x is equal to 39. Okay, so, dito, kapag tayo ay nagsisolve, kailangan meron tayong checking. para makita natin kung masasatisfy ba ng value ni x, which is 39, yung ating original equation. So, for our checking, so, given that 2 square root of x minus 3 minus 4 equals 8, let x equals 39. Ito yung nahanap natin kanina. So, by substitution, yung variable x natin, pinalit po natin si 39. So, meron tayong 2 square root of 39 minus 3 minus 4 equals 8. Okay, copy 2. Then, 39 minus 3 is equal to 36. Okay, copy negative 4 or minus 4 equals 8. Then, 2 square root of 36 is equal to 6. Okay, minus 4 equals 8. 2 times 6 is equal to 12. 12 minus 4 is equal to 8. 12 minus 4 is equal to 8. 8 equals 8. It is true. Since 39 satisfies the original equation, the solution set is 39. Since ito naman, yung sagot natin, na-satisfy niya yung original equation, so pwede na natin i-conclude na ang solution set ng ating radical equation ay 39. For our example 2, solve cube root of 2x minus 4 equals cube root of 1 minus 8x. For our solution, okay, applying the power rule of solving a radical equation, since the index is 3, kailangan ang i-erase natin sila sa 3 para matanggal yung radical symbol. So, kapag ni-erase yun sa 3 yan, same din dito. Kasi may cube root tayo dito, so i-erase din natin sa 3. So, ang mangyayari, si cube root at saka si exponent na 3 or si power na 3, maka-cancel out yan. Si cube root din dito at saka si power na 3, maka-cancel out yan. So, ang kalalabasan is 2x minus 4 equals 1 minus 8x. Next, combine similar terms. So, ang mangyayari, ito si 2x at saka si negative 8x, similar terms sila. Ito, negative 4 and 1, similar terms sila. So, i-combine lang natin. So, ang gagawin natin, si negative 4, kailangan malipat natin sa right side. Si 8x, malipat natin sa left side. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, ganito yung nangyari. So, dahil minus 4 yan, para malipat natin yan, applyan natin ng addition property of equality. So, mag-a-add tayo ng 4 dito, mag-a-add ka din ng 4 doon. Dito naman, dahil minus 8x yan, syempre, para matanggal yan, at mapunta siya sa left side, mag-a-add tayo ng 8x. So, pag nag-add tayo ng 8x dito, mag-a-add din tayo ng 8x dito. Kaya, ganyan po yung solution niya. Next, ang kalalabasan po, negative 4 plus 4, cancel out. Negative 8x plus 8x, that is 0, so cancel out din yan. So, ang may iwan is 2x plus 8x. Okay, saan nanggaling si 5? Nanggaling siya kay 1 plus 4. So, meron na tayong ganyan. And then, simplify again. 2x plus 8x is equal to 10x equals 5. Para x na lang maiwan, since ang coefficient niya ay 10, we have to divide both sides by 10, applying division property of equality. So, maka-cancel out yan. Or 10 divided by 10 is 1. 1 times x is x. While 5 over 10, since pwede pa nating i-reduce sa lowest term si 5 over 10, ang greatest common factor nila ay 5. So, 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So, ang final answer natin, x is equal to 1/2. For the checking, so, ang value ng x sa example 2 natin ay 1/2. Substituting the value of x in the original equation. So, ito yung original equation natin, di ba? Cube root of 2x minus 4 equals cube root of 1 minus 8x. So, lahat ng variable x, papalitan natin ng 1/2. Kaya, meron tayong 1/2 dito, meron din tayong 1/2 doon. Okay. So, cube root of 2 times 1/2, that is equal to 1. Kaya may 1 tayo dito. And then, copy minus 4. Dito naman, cube root of 1 minus, okay, 8 times 1/2 is 4. Okay po? Next. Cube root of 1 minus 4 is negative 3 because 1 is less than 4. And then dito rin, cube root of 1 minus 4 is equal to cube root of negative 3. Next, negative 3, hanap tayo ng factors ni negative 3 na ang isa ay perfect cube. So, ang factors ni negative 3 ng isa ay perfect cube ay negative 1 at saka 3. Si negative 1 po ay perfect cube kasi negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Okay po. Now, pag kinuha natin ang cube root ni negative 1, syempre that is negative 1. Kaya meron tayong negative dito. Hindi ko lang nilagay yung 1 dyan, pero understood na that is negative 1. Then cube root, syempre yung may iwan is si 3 kasi walang cube root si 3. So, same din dito, cube root of negative 1 is negative 1 and then naiwan din si cube root of 3. So, kung makikita ninyo, they are equal. So, since they are equal, ibig sabihin, true po siya. Since 1/2 satisfies the original equation, the solution set is 1/2. Kapag true po yan, ibig sabihin, nasasatisfy nung value na nakuha natin yung original equation. So, kapag nasatisfy niya, ibig sabihin, yun po yung kanyang solution set. Okay. Paano naman kapag ganito? So, sabi dito, raising both sides of an equation to an even exponent may result in extraneous solution. An extraneous solution is a resulting solution of the simplified equation but not a solution of the original equation. So, solution siya nung simplified equation pero kapag sinubstitute mo na siya dun sa original equation, hindi niya nasa-satisfy. So, ang tawag natin dun ay extraneous solution. So, kailan daw tayo pwedeng magkaroon ng extraneous solution? Kapag daw tayo ay nag-erase ng both sides of an equation to an even exponent. Kapag even exponent po, yung nagiging power. So, example po dito, solve square root of 6x plus 16 equals x. So, syempre, ang gagawin natin, tanggalin muna natin yung radical, diba? Square root yan. So, paano natin matatanggal yung radical sign? Applyan natin ang power rule for solving a radical equation. Dahil square root yan, ang index niya ay 2. So, ang magiging power niya ngayon dyan ay 2. So, since na-raise natin sa 2 ito, kailangan i-raise din natin sa 2 ito. So, ang mangyayari, si radical sign cancel out to. Ang maiwan is 6x plus 16. Dito naman, x raised to 2 is x squared. Then, arrange the equation in standard form. Kasi kung makikita ninyo, meron tayong linear term dito, may constant term tayo, tapos dito may quadratic term tayo. So, ang kalalabasan niyan, class, quadratic equation siya. Okay? From radical equation to quadratic equation. Ngayon, syempre, si x squared, kailangan malipat natin sa kabila. So, si right side, kailangan maging 0 dahil positive x squared yan, para maging 0 yan, yung additive inverse niya, so minus x squared. Pag nag-minus tayo ng x squared dito, kailangan magma-minus x squared din tayo dito. Okay po? Next. Okay, so negative x squared plus 6x plus 16. Kinopya ko lang po ito. Then, x squared minus x squared is equal to 0. Now, ito kasi, ang coefficient ni x squared ay negative 1. So, kung standard form po yan, ang standard form po ng quadratic equation is a x squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So, para maging positive to, i-divide natin yung buong equation doon sa coefficient niya, which is negative 1. Kaya meron tayong ganito po. So, negative 1 negative x squared divided by negative 1. 6x divided by negative 1. 16 divided by negative 1. And, syempre, ito din po, 0 divided by negative 1. So, kapag ganyan, ang kalalabasan, so, negative divided by negative, magiging positive po yan, positive x squared. Positive 6x divided by negative 1, magiging negative 6x kasi unlike sign po yun. And then, positive 16 divided by negative 1, that is negative 16. And then, 0 divided by negative 1 is equal to 0. Since 0 divided by any number is equal to 0. So, ito na po yung ating quadratic equation, x squared minus 6x minus 16 equals 0. So, in our previous lesson, na-discuss natin na may mga ways or methods in solving quadratic equations. Pwede kayong gumamit ng factoring, completing the square, or by using the quadratic formula. So, dito, ang gagamitin ko is factoring. Since yung equation natin is factorable naman siya or pwedeng isolve gamit ang factoring. So, paano natin gagawin yon? Mag-isip tayo ng factors ni negative 16 na kapag inad natin, ang kalalabasan ay negative 6. So, that is negative 8 and positive 2. Kasi negative 8 times positive 2 is negative 16. Negative 8 plus 2 is negative 6. So, ang factors po ng ating quadratic equation ay x minus 8 and x plus 2 equals 0. Then, apply the zero product property. Okay, so ang mangyayari, si x minus 8 is equal to 0, and then x plus 2 is equal to 0. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, meron tayong two possible solutions. Ito yung solution 1 natin, and then ito yung solution 2 natin. For our solution 1, we have x minus 8 equals 0. So, para matanggal si minus 8 dyan at x na lang ang maiwan sa ating left side, since minus 8 yan, applying addition property of equality, nag-add tayo ng 8 to both sides. So, ito, makakancel out yan. Ang maiiwan na lang is si x. Then, 0 plus 8 is equal to 8. For our solution 2, ito naman, yung x plus 2 equals 0. Dahil plus 2 yan, para x na lang ang maiwan sa left side, applying additive inverse, so meron tayong minus 2 dito. Siyempre, pag nag-minus 2 kayo dyan, magma-minus 2 din tayo dito sa right side. So, cancel out to. Ang maiiwan is si x, and then 0 minus 2 is equal to negative 2. So, yung ating solutions are 8 and negative 2. Okay, again, syempre, kailangan natin ng checking para makita natin kung masasatisfy ba nila yung ating original equation. For our checking, so kanina, ito po, ang ating original equation ay square root of 6x plus 16 equals x. Ang dalawang solutions na nakuha natin, 8 and negative 2. So, itong dalawang to, i-test natin kung masasatisfy ba nila. So, if x is equal to 8, so we have here square root of 6 times 8. Okay, substitute the value of x, which is 8, plus 16 equals 8. So, square root of 6 times 8 is 48, plus 16 equals 8. 48 plus 16 is equal to 64. Ang square root po ni 64 ay 8. 8 equals 8, which is true po yan, kasi equal sila. Next, paano naman po si negative 2? If x is equal to negative 2. So, meron tayong square root of 6 times negative 2 plus 16 equals negative 2. 6 times negative 2 is negative 12 plus 16 equals negative 2. Negative 12 plus 16, since unlike sign yan, so subtract natin. So, negative 12 plus 16 is 4. And then, 16 kasi, positive ang sign niya. So, positive po din po yan. Then, square root of 4 is equal to 2. Equals negative 2. Tingnan nyo po. This is positive. And then this is negative 2. So, obviously, hindi sila equal. Kaya false po yan. Bakit po? Because 2 or positive 2 is not equal to negative 2. Okay. So, the solution set is 8. Why 8? Since dito kasi, nasatisfy niya yung original equation. The other proposed solution, negative 2, is extraneous. Samantalang, si negative 2 po, since hindi niya nasatisfy yung original equation, it is not a solution to the original equation. So, ang tawag natin sa kanya ay extraneous solution. Ganun po siya. Dahil extraneous solution siya, hindi siya kasama sa solution set. Kaya dito, ang sagot lang natin, the solution set is positive 8. Yun lang po. Okay po? Kapag extraneous po siya, hindi po siya kasama sa solution set. Kapag nagkataon po na ang radical equations or radical equation, lahat ng solutions niya ay extraneous, ibig sabihin, no solution po yun. No solution set po ang magiging sagot natin. How about solving problems involving radicals? Okay, so ito naman po ay application ng solving a radical equation. So, word problem po ito. Example 1, 4 times the square root of a number is 24. So, what is the number? So, for our solution, syempre, kailangan natin ng representation dyan. So, let x be the unknown number. So, itatranslate nyo lang ito into mathematical statement. So, 4 times, kaya meron tayo dito 4 times the square root, meron tayong square root of a number, square root of x. Kasi nag-let tayo, let x be the unknown number. So, 4 times square root of a number is, okay, equal to 24. Kaya ganito po yung ating mathematical statement. Okay, next. Para square root of x na lang ang maiwan sa left side dahil ang coefficient niya ay 4. So, we have to divide both sides by 4. Okay, applying division property of equality. Kaya ganyan po siya. Okay po, so makakancel out po ito, si 4, si 4. So, ang maiwan na lang is si square root of x. Okay, bakit? Naging 6 po yan. Saan nanggaling si 6? 24 divided by 4 is equal to 6. Okay. Again, next goal. Kailangan matanggal natin sa radical sign. So, since this is a square root, the index is 2. So, para ma-cancel out yan o matanggal yan, kailangan natin silang erase sa 2. Kapag ni-erase nyo sa 2 ito, dapat i-erase nyo din sa 2 yung 6. So, meron tayong ganito. Ayan po. So, itong radical symbol natin, makakancel out yan. Itong exponent 2, makakancel out. Kaya, ang may iwan na lang po dito ay x. Then, 6 squared, that is 6 times 6, that is equal to 36. So, x equals 36. Again, we have to check our answer kung masatisfy ba niya ang original equation. So, for our checking, given the original equation for square root of x equals 24, substitute the value of x, which is 36, kaya meron tayong 36 dito. So, 4, square root ng 36 is 6, equals 24. 4 times 6 is equal to 24, equals 24. This is true. Since true yan, ibig sabihin, pwede na nating sabihin, or we can conclude, that the answer or the number is equal to 36. Okay, for our example 2, a woman bikes 6 kilometers to the east going to school and then walks 8 kilometers northward going to the church. How far is she from the starting point, which is her home? So, in solving problem or word problem, importante po kasi talaga meron tayong illustration. So, ito yung illustration natin. So, yung babae daw, yes, 6 kilometers to the east, kaya meron tayong 6 dito. And then, 8 kilometers northward, ayun po. So, ang tinatanong, gaano daw kalayo si girl from the church dito sa kanyang starting point. So, ito po, ayan po, yung may question mark po, ito po yung hahanapan natin ng distance. Okay, so this is from the starting point mula dito 6 kilometers and mula dito papunta doon 8 kilometers. So kung mapapansin niyo, yung illustration natin is right triangle. Since the illustration forms a right triangle, therefore we can apply the Pythagorean theorem to solve this problem. So ano po ba yung Pythagorean theorem? In any right triangle, if A and B are the lengths of the legs of a triangle and C is the length of the hypotenuse, pag sinabi po nating hypotenuse, ito po yung longest side ng right triangle. So, ito po yun. This is the hypotenuse. Ayan po. Tapos itong dalawa, ayan po yung legs na tinutukoy. Then, we have the formula. So, C squared equals A squared plus B squared. So, yung C po, dito, kung mapapansin nyo, that is the hypotenuse. And then, yung A and B, that is the legs. So, ito po yung ating formula. So, kung ang hinahanap po natin na hypotenuse, ito po yung formula. C equals square root of A squared plus B squared. Kapag ang sukat naman po ni A, yung nandito po, yung base, ang formula po, A equals square root of C squared minus B squared. Pag ito naman, yung height, B equals square root of C squared minus A squared. Okay, note, you can use any letter other than A, B, and C depending on the label of the triangle. So, dito, since walang label, pero kung i-identify natin yung given, 6 kilometers and 8 kilometers are the legs of the right triangle. Legs po yan. And then yung unknown, that is the longest side of the right triangle. So, since it is the longest side of the right triangle, ibig sabihin that is the hypotenuse. So, ang formula na gagamitin natin is ito, yung C. C equals square root of A squared plus B squared. Kaya diyan sa solution natin, kung mapapansin nyo, ayan po, let C be the distance from the house to the church. So, using the formula, C equals square root of A squared plus B squared, and by substitution, so magkakaroon tayo ng C equals square root of 8 squared plus 6 squared. Okay po, 8 squared is 64, 6 squared, or 6 times 6 is 36. 64 plus 36 is equal to 100. Ang square root po ni 100 ay 10. Ganun po siya. Pero ito kasi, pwede nyo na yung i-enter sa calculator directly. So, the value of C is equal to 10. So, the woman is 10 kilometers far from her house. So, if you're going to check our answer kung tama siya, okay? So, ito yung ating original equation, diba? C equals square root of A squared plus B squared. So, if the value of C is 10, so meron tayong 10 dito. Okay po, square root of 8 squared plus 6 squared. So, equal naman po sila. Since it is true, it satisfies the original equation. Therefore, the woman is 10 kilometers away from the starting point. For our last example, solve the area of a triangle given below. So, ito yung given triangle. Ang sukat po niya, meron tayo dito, sukat ng 3 sides. We have 7 meters. Then, itong side na to 7 meters din. Then, ito po ay 2 meters. Okay. Since the illustration is a triangle with the lengths of the 3 sides given, therefore, we can use the Heron's formula to solve the area of the triangle. Sabi dito, since ang given ay tatlong sukat ng sides, pwede daw natin gamitin yung Heron's formula. Ano po ba yung Heron's formula? If the length of the 3 sides of a triangle are represented by A, B, and C, the area A and semi-perimeter S of the triangle is given by, for the area, we have area equals square root of S times quantity S minus A times quantity S minus B times quantity S minus C. Wherein, si S po, ayan po yung tinatawag nating semi-perimeter na ang formula po ay A plus B plus C divided by 2. Okay, A is the area of the triangle, S is the semi-perimeter, and then A, B, and C are the sides of the triangle. So, dito, ang given sides natin, 7, 7, and 2. So, for our solution, okay, first, hanapin muna natin yung semi-perimeter. So, S is equal to A plus B plus C divided by 2. So, i-add po natin yung tatlong sukat ng sides. Kaya meron tayong 2 plus 7 plus 7 divided by 2. So, 2 plus 7 is 9 plus 7 is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Then, since nahanap na natin yung value ni S, okay, by substitution in finding the area, since area is equal to square root of S times quantity S minus A times quantity S minus B times quantity S minus C. So, by substitution, we have A or area equals square root of, okay, saan po nang galing si 8? Ito po yun. Yung nakuha po natin kanina. And then, times 8 minus 2, okay, unang sukat ng side, times 8 minus 7, pangalawang sukat ng side, times 8 minus 7 again, yung pangatlong sukat ng side. Then, simplify po, ito po, 8 minus 2 is 6, di ba? Then, 8 minus 7 is 1. 8 minus 7 is 1. So, 8 times 6 is 48 times 1, 48 times 1, 48. Kaya meron tayong 48 dito. So, area is equal to square root of 48. Since 48 is not a perfect square, ang gagawin natin, hanap tayo ng factors ni 48 ng isang factor niya ay perfect square. So, that is 16 times 3. 16 times 3 is 48. And ang square root ni 16 ay 4. Kaya ang area natin dito ay 4 square root of 3. So, therefore, we can conclude that the area of the given triangle is 4 square root of 3 square meters. Okay po, don't forget to put the unit of measurement. Importante po yan. Thank you for watching. If natuwa kayo sa video na to, please like, share, and subscribe. And see you next time.